President Trump across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, he said, among other things, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Twitter put a warning label on that tweet, but identical language appeared on Facebook and Instagram, and Zuckerberg chose not to act. If you were in a position of power at Facebook, what would you have done?
So it's hard to say exactly. I do understand the argument for why maybe we shouldn't delete posts that are very newsworthy or that, people should know what the president is saying. And that was Twitter's argument. If you look at the cover on top of that tweet, they say, this violates our community guidelines, but we left it up because we think people should be able to see it. So maybe Facebook should have done something like that.
So why did you quit?
I've seen a couple times now that Mark doesn't uphold his principles. Zuck has told us over and over that calls to violence would not be tolerated on the platform, even if they were by the President of the United States. But on Friday, he decided to do nothing in response to the president's post.
Mark Zuckerberg's position here is that he doesn't want to have the power to basically shut down speech from the President of the United States. Do you see any merits to that argument?
Mark cares a lot about free expression, and so do I. But even the First Amendment doesn't have unlimited protections for free expression. Right now, it's really important that we take a stand for what we know is harming the world. And if Mark keeps moving that goalpost, moving his threshold for when someone has crossed the line, especially as powerful as the President of the United States, we're in danger.
Tim, what is the danger here?
So we've seen politicians incite violence in Myanmar and in the Philippines, and many, many people have died. People from these countries know that social media can be dangerous. I love social media in a lot of ways. I think it can be a great force for good in the world, but I think we have to be really, really careful about how social media is changing the landscape.
If Mark Zuckerberg is watching this, what is your message to him?
Look, Mark, I think you're doing great things for the company, and for the world even. I'm really, really proud of what Facebook is doing, but you need to follow your own principles. You need to be honest with yourself about whether this idealistic notion of free expression that doesn't even show fact checks next to politicians' posts is really what's best for the world. Because I don't think principle is valuable if you don't look at what it's doing in the real world and you don't look at that impact.